Yeah. 63-year-old, I've got a hearing aid as well now. I was really chuffed when I got my senior travel ticket the other week there. 30% off my travel everywhere. On the train, which I love. I love the trains. Do you like the train, Steve? Eat some vegetarian mushrooms. You should be getting more powers than I am, Mr. Ventus. Down the car. So there you are. Thought I was in Wembley for a minute. Southampton, Wembley, sir. I'm going now, I'm sick of this. Sorry about that. Send a piece of money in the meter. Told you it's like they burned me at the stake, and him, because he wrote it with me. I was watching TV once on Sunday. I'm a news addict, junkie, complete. Feet in the monitors, assumes rock star number 80's position. Can't do it with the other leg, that's fact. I was watching the news, and it was on Sunday woke up and Kabul had fallen, you know. I was like, you're sitting there going like, yes, it's going to go, some shit's going to happen soon. You turn on the news, bam, it's gone. And I remember, and it was like a big echo, right? I remember when I was a teenager, when Saigon fell, and watching those Huey helicopters taking off from the top of the embassy and flying out into the China Sea. And I was watching the scenes of desperate humanity, right? And watching it and knowing you can't do a fucking thing for them, you know? And ultimately, we had a huge part to play in that fucking mess as we had. We have had a huge part to play in that entire mess that's in the Middle East for years and years and years and years and years. And you see these boats coming across the channel, and a lot of people forget, because there's a lot of people turn around and say that these refugees, these people that are trying to get here, right, it's because they want to sign on and they want free housing and they want this and that. They don't. They're running away from something that really fucking frightened them, and their lives got completely and utterly fucked up, right? People should remember it. And it'd be nice to think that, you know, billions and billions that the arms trade make out of all these events, it would be lovely to see or think that they could actually put some of that money back into helping people. This is a song that was born way back. It was inspired by something I saw on Channel 4. It was about a gardener working in the city of Aleppo. And what he did was he was growing plants and planting them on the roundabouts in the middle of the war, while the bombs were falling, to make people, to give them a sense of normality. And he was eventually killed by a rocket and left two sons. Nobody knows what happened to them. And it was during the research for this next song that I came across a really interesting story. And basically, way back in about the 1340s, there was a French knight, right? And he was at the siege of Damascus. And from the foot of the walls of Damascus, he brought back a rose. And that rose is actually one of the base notes, you might want to call it, in the whole genetic fucking print of all the roses that we have grown all across Europe, right? And I thought that was a beautiful analogy. The fact that that rose was taken from Damascus in the middle of a war and brought back to Europe, and it became something that left a fucking huge legacy that people even forget about where it came from nowadays. This is for the people in the water, and this is the Rose of Damascus. dusty beach. The hearts of darkness beat in the starlight, a burning bush. The ashes glow, charcoals blacken, the embers glow. The words of the prophet, the promise of miracles, praise of deliverance, faith in the fire. Before a timeless dawn, the shadows crawl, the dew evaporates, the rising sun sings the movement, a world in motion. The wood smoke lingers in the patchy bones. Or parches scuffle, another squall. A panicky head breaks from its cover. The figures wander through familiar lands. The reeds that rock, the scorching sands. Follow the footsteps of lost generations that gather the flowers to place in the baskets. The scent of the petals carries the memory, the eternal fragrance of the rose of Damascus. Back of a bouncing car, puddles abound on the dark old city lights, heading for coffee bars, singing along to the songs on the radio. The smell of a Friday night, the witches, the heart and vanishing sadness, lost in their teenage dreams, gave us the free to the faith their oblivious. A blossom balloon, she opens the collar, checks the mirror for her lipstick smile. Smoothing her dress, she glances behind her, condemning eyes are now so far away. The bustling crowds, her confidence shows her presence invisible. The beat of the pulsing night, lifting her high on the wings of the butterfly. Down to the gathering storm, screams of the darkness, whispers and highways. She joins with the growing fall, carried away on the winter of the destiny. Leaving the lights behind, a tear in her eyes, she heads into the darkness. She wraps her skirts in ancient tissue paper, floating away within the cellophane. Her heels in boxes, her blouse fully burned. She hides her heart until another day. In the winds of change, heading with hope, the promise of freedoms, joining the growing throng, carrying away, you're aware of a destiny. scrawled on the wall, inspiring the ranks of keyboard warriors. The authors are all long gone, snatched in the sleeping, dreaming in uniforms, dying the cellar doors. From the chill powdered snows of the anti-Lebanon, he silently lay his crown in the fields of the dead and the Damascus roses. Broken creatures reeking of fear into dark caves for slaughter. Desiccated heads pinned on the rusty railings in a fly-blown square, where the pendulums of corpses hanging from the streetlights mark silent time in a never-ending war. Rockets fly in on soft targets, keeping artillery around up the districts over which helicopters hover, carrying Pandora's boxes to eviscerate, to eliminate the survivors below. Sleek, moving jets, glimpse on the horizon, to arrive in a moment to unleash merciless retribution, a hellish symphony of a monotonous cacophony, the soundtracks for the carnage on the petrified reason, the interminable onslaught from unchallenged skies. Debris of her memories in a broken world she couldn't recognize. She wanders in the landscape, a solemn wraith-like figure, in the company of ghosts she knew before. Through the canyons of the labyrinth, the twisted concrete skeletons, the clouds of smoke and dust through the skies. The blinding light, it fell out of the heavens and changed her life forever. She's no one left, everything is gone. She knows she has to leave. Nowhere in shelter, no food, no heat, no water, struggling to survive. On the edge of the shadows, she's aware the snipers follow. The clock is ticking down. some sign to give direction in this wasteland where it's a curse to be alive. We're there across the crooked street on a terracotta body, a splintered shard of color got an eye. Sweet familiar fragrance, the delicate fragile petals of the damask wood. The flowers blown and battered, the roots exposed and tattered, it wills to thrive. A nurturing hand wraps the treasured clothes in a feast of moist and grey, to carry on her journey, to find another homeland, somewhere to blossom and come alive. The windscreen wipers battle futilely against the swinging dust storms. The soothing rhythm and the movement of the bus provide some temporary reassurance, lulling her into an uneasy sleep. Cautiously threading the way along ancient smugglers' routes, down through the valleys, under a ceiling of starlight, her only baggage, the fragments of the horrors that she couldn't leave behind. The passage was paid for in greedy exchanges with callous strangers, full of promises and peddling hope, whose cold, lecherous eyes followed her as she took the transport off the coast to a deserted inlet, out of sight of prying eyes and guardian angels. Felt the sand shift under her feet, the waves racing up onto the moonlit beach, dancing around her ankles, the air pulling her further into the strong tide, allowing the powerful but gentle lifts of the chilly waters to carry her to waiting hands, to be pulled up onto the fearful, overcrowded boat. Out into the night, towards the dark sea that disappears into the horizon. Her past slips into the distance behind her as she nurses the slender white cotton bundle that holds her treasured stems, her roots, her legacy, her destiny.